We are super excited to be here with you guys today to talk about 14 questions to ask yourself before making the decision to travel full-time with your family. And go figure, we sat down here, we got the beach behind us here, so thought this would be an awesome place to do this. And right when we sat down to get started, the cooler turned on here.
Yeah, it should turn off in a second. We're keeping our beers nice and cold. We're going to get those cooled down for lunch. So
they're not ours, but the cooler is on and running here, so if you hear a little humming noise, that's what is going on there. So hopefully that will be stopping soon. But anyways, we wanted to get started talking about these 14 things with you. And before we do that, just a little quick update here while we wait for people to join, is that we are in Baja, Mexico. So if you have been traveling along on Facebook, you have seen our posts and everything about how just cool it is here. Mm-hmm. Actually hot.
It's getting hot.
It's getting hot.
It was cool at first.
It was. We had some winter hats on and stuff like that,
yeah.
But it has been an awesome experience, and we actually are just releasing our video today on YouTube of the whale petting that we did out in San Ignacio. It was amazing.
Definitely check that out.
Yes, for sure. And then cool. We have seen some seals. We got up close and personal.
Lions.
Oh, sorry.
Sea lions.
Sea lions. We got up close and personal with. That was cool. And today we are heading out on a 4x4 to go and do some snorkeling at a beach. So super excited. So it's been really cool here, and yeah, just amazing. So amazing. All right, so we're going to jump right on into the topic for today, which is 14 questions to ask yourself before making the decision to travel full-time with your family.
Only 14?
I'm sure there's a lot more, but we're going to hit on 14 today. Okay.
I only asked myself one.
One? What's that?
Why wait? Let's do it.
Let's do it. All right, so number 1. Do you like your family? Now,
that's a little personal.
It is, but that has got to be at the top of the list of the questions you should ask yourself. And the reason being is that in this lifestyle, you are with your family 24/7. 24/7.
Yeah.
And you're not in a big 5,000 square foot house or even 2,000 square foot house. You are in a small space.
Can't hide from her. Tried.
With your family all day long. So part of why we did this was just for that reason, to spend time together as a family. So it is definitely a big part about why we chose to do this, but it also is a challenging part about it, because you are with your family so much that it can be hard, especially if you're coming from a lifestyle where you're not together a lot. If the kids are in school all day or at activities all day, or you're at work all day, or your spouse is at work all day, all of a sudden a lot of that can go away and you're just together all the time.
You get no me time.
It's hard to get me time. Yes. We try to figure it out, so make it possible.
So if you see me up on the roof, just kind of sitting up there, that's my me time spot.
There you go. All right, so that's number 1. So number 2, is your body ready for it? And this one is obviously going to have to do with your travel style. If you're going to kind of just go to RV parks and hang out and not do a lot of exploring at the place you're at, then sure, you don't have to be quite as physical. But anytime you're packing up your trailer or your motorhome to move it, there's a lot of physical work involved in that. Oh, yeah. And then once you get to a place, if you're going to want to go do exploring and everything, there's a lot involved in that as well. So meaning, if you're going to want to go out hiking or just go see what's in the area, and then when you're traveling so much, usually that means that you're doing that multiple times a week. And then it's just a constant move, go. So we were in decent shape before we got on the road, but it has definitely pushed ourselves.
Yeah, and what I've seen is the smaller rig we've gotten into, the more flexible and limber you got to be, because you store stuff wherever you can. So we're digging stuff out.
Something to keep in mind is that, are you a planner? Because basically, when you are living this lifestyle, you don't just have a house to go back to at the end of the night or next week or next month. You have to have an RV park or somewhere that you're going to be going and staying. So you have to plan that, or someone has to plan it.
Yeah. And at least one of you has to be a planner, because I'm not. She is. She'll tell me where to go, and I'm there. So you gotta work as a team.
Yes, and you can figure that out too as a couple, how that's going to work or what that's going to be like. But so there's definitely that part about, are you a planner? And it's exciting. Like, it's really cool to be able to plan all these amazing places you're going. And we know some families that literally plan their whole year out, so they know where they're going to be the whole year. For us, we don't even know where we're going to be next month. So it really
We came down to Baja with no reservations. None. Just a different country. It's cool.
Yeah, we'll figure it out.
And we found a spot every night.
So far.
Every single night.
Don't jinx it.
Woo.
So there's that idea that it can be your style of how you're going to do it. Obviously, if you're going to plan a whole year out, that's going to take a lot of time and effort to sit down and do it at one time, but then you're good to go.
Yep.
And a lot of the times for reservations at maybe a national park or a really cool place you want to go, you might need to do some of that ahead planning.
Very true.
But we never have. We've always kind of figured out ways to make it work without it. But anyways, you got to know where you're going to be staying that night. So being a planner, very, very important. All right, the next thing, number 4.
Number 4.
Are you ready not to be on vacation? It looks like it, right?
About.
Yeah.
Okay, here's the honest truth. I'll talk about this one. So we've been here for 5 days?
Something like
4 days, something like that. The first full day, Brianna worked the entire day. So she was not out here on the beach chilling. She was at the kitchen table kind of sweating because the air conditioner's not on, working away. And we have to make a living. We don't have unlimited funds. So we work, but we also play. But it's not a vacation.
And it's like that idea when you get to a new place, which we are constantly going to new places, what is the first thing you want to do? You want to go check out the restaurants. You want to go do the activities they have. You want to do everything. Well, that gets expensive. And especially when you have kids in the mix where it's not just me and him, there's 6 of us. So the costs that go into that, so it just becomes that you can't go into every place like you're gonna go full money doesn't matter, we're on vacation, we're gonna have tons of fun. It's like, no, you have to be smart about it. You have to plan what you're gonna be able to do. And if you're someone that has unlimited funds and can just do that, more power to you. Enjoy.
Send me an email.
Let us know. But no, in the reality of, I think for most of us that do this, it is a lifestyle. It's not a vacation.
Right.
And it's something that you need to prepare yourself for. Not everything you're gonna do is gonna be epic. You still have to parent, you still have to do, work, you still have to do laundry and dishes and cook and school stuff and, all of it. So, again, something to keep in mind. All right, the next thing, number 5, are you prepared to be homesick? And this is definitely one of the things that we have always said is the hardest thing about being on the road, and that is being homesick and missing friends and family that are back home for sure, and also missing just the comfort of being back home and what that feels like to just be at a place that you know where everything is.
Yeah.
So being homesick is definitely part of the equation, and it's going to probably be there for most people.
Yeah.
It's just something to prepare yourself for.
Yes.
All right, number 6. Are you ready to question and doubt yourself? You want to do this one?
No. I'm not sure.
Okay.
I don't know if I know the right answer.
So this one is about anytime you do anything that is basically not the norm of what everyone else is doing, so you're kind of getting outside your comfort zone and doing something different than the majority of people, you tend to question yourself. At least we do, and most of the people we've talked to do as well.
Yeah.
Is this, and again, if it was just me and Craig, maybe not as much. When you have kids in the mix, is this okay that this is their childhood? Are we taking away from them, this or that or the other thing? And, we've definitely gone through a lot of ups and downs with questioning our decision and if it was right or wrong for our family, for our kids. And we've heard other people say, no way, they don't question it at all. And I think that's awesome. And that's great if you can, be that person and be in that place. But for us, it was definitely, has always been something that we continue to come back to and just question and just want to make sure that we are making the right choice for our family.
Yeah, for sure.
So definitely something to keep in mind. It's hard that it's not like you're just going to make this decision and all of a sudden everything's, rainbow and sunshine. No, it's not going to be the case. All right, so kind of leading off of that is number 7. Are you okay being the oddball? So, what does that mean?
Can you do weird, man?
When you have
keep it down.
More four-wheelers. When you have people looking at you and basically questioning to your face, what are you doing? Are you sure that's okay? Why would you want to do that? Why would you leave your house? Why would you whatever? And you have to, be okay with the fact that you're not like everyone else.
That's right.
So it becomes not keeping up with the Joneses, but instead you're in your own world doing your own thing, and you're just weird or different. And we think that's awesome. We think that's cool. It's one of the things we love about it, but it's definitely something you get looks from people.
Yeah, especially when you roll up with 8 bikes and kids just falling out of the trailer.
You make
We're
a lot
here.
of noise when you show up
We
places.
are here.
We're here. So yeah, so I think that's definitely a part of it is knowing that you're different when you're doing it. But again, we love that part
But
of it.
it's always about having the inner peace with your decision.
Yes. Okay, we're working on that. Okay, number 8. Are you ready to be changed forever? I didn't know that this was going to happen as much as it did for us when we hit the road about 4 years ago. And it's been such a amazing journey to realize how far both Craig and I have come as people, and our kids have come, and just what it's done to our relationship, what it's done to us as individuals, what it's done to our kids, and how changed we've been from this experience. And I think there's an internal aspect to it. I think there's also an external aspect of just seeing I'm going to say the world. We haven't gone that far yet. We were in North America, but seeing the country and seeing the way other people live and what other cities are like, and even just in the U.S. itself, and especially going to Canada, now down here in Mexico. It's just it's something that's you can't explain it. Like, it's just an amazing thing. But it's also, if you're someone that doesn't like change and you're not looking to push your comfort zone and kind of do that, it's a question to ask yourself, because I think you have to be prepared for all of that that's going to come along with it.
Yeah, because that's definitely part of it. I mean, I feel like now we do everything more to the extreme. Like, we fight harder, we love harder, we have more fun, we work harder. Like, it's just one of those things.
Yeah,
right?
It comes along, and we didn't know that going into it.
No.
Yeah, we weren't necessarily.
No, and the
prepared
other
for
thing
that.
is, like, with that is, like, we also started a business throughout this whole process, so it was that stress of it too, and so a little crazy. But
it's a journey.
it's cool.
That's all part of it. Okay, number 9. Are you ready to awaken your wanderlust bug? Now, maybe you already had that wanderlust in you, and you always love to travel and go out and see things, but I think when you do it full time, where you are constantly out exploring new places and doing new things, like, it awakens this thing in you that I feel like for us now to go and stay at one place for more than a month is like,
Yeah, you get a little antsy.
yeah, you get antsy, like, we gotta go. And part of it is like, if we never had done this lifestyle, we wouldn't even know that. Mm-hmm. And we could have sat content in, our beautiful house and, did whatever. But now that we know this lifestyle and know what this feels like, this wanderlust, I don't feel like it's ever going to go away. And will we always full-time travel? I can't say that right now, but will travel always be a part of our life? For sure. I think it'll definitely always be a part of our life. And I think in our kids, we're kind of instilling that too, that desire to just want to see more and experience more and do all that.
Yeah, one of the questions we kind of asked ourselves before we started this was, if we do this and we don't like it, we could always come back and settle back into a house or whatever. And now I don't know if we really can, like, it's one of those things that's kind of made us change our outlook on living. So.
Yes, and wanting to always be exploring and wondering and finding new things. Okay, the next thing, number 10, can you leave simple behind? And this is an interesting one, because I feel like part of why we did this lifestyle was to try to simplify.
Well, you have to simplify too.
Yes, so we definitely did simplify to get on the road. We had to downsize our stuff, just had less commitments, meaning the kids weren't into a bunch of activities and things like that. So there were ways we simplified. Mm-hmm. But what is not simplified in this lifestyle is, like we talked about before, that you always have to know where you're going to be staying that night. Yeah. Once you get to a place, you don't know where the grocery store is, you don't know where the laundry is, you don't know where any of that stuff is.
Maybe you don't even speak the language.
Yeah, not down here. So you have to, that makes it unsimplified.
Yeah.
But that is part of the journey, and another cool thing about it, but it's something to also be prepared for. Do I think you can live this lifestyle more simplified than we do? Yeah, for sure. Like, if you set your schedule out for the year and you know where you're going to go and you're comfortable with those places and you always go to an RV park or you go through the 1,000 Trail system or whatever it might be, yes, you can make things a little bit more simplified. But we found that we kind of like the idea of it not being simplified and what that's brought.
Yeah, and you also kind of have to, like, always be thinking of either your next move or, like, the next step of it. Whereas kind of in a house, you can just kind of be there,
Yeah,
right?
Yeah, so we constantly have to be thinking about that, so for sure. So that is number 10. Number 11, are you able to leave the structure behind that you are used to? So that means if maybe you have a good routine going with your family where in the morning, you get up before them and you go work out, then you have your coffee and you do whatever, and then your kids get up and then maybe they go to school, or you just have a really good structure flow to how your life is like when you're in a house or in one place. When you get on the road, all of that kind of changes because one, you're in such a small space that when one person wakes up, everyone kind of hears it. So, you're kind of, everything is happening all together all the time.
Yeah.
Also, if you happen to be moving on a certain day, then you can't get up and do your normal routine, and like things just can kind of get very out of whack. And sure, you can have some structure to it, bedtime routines, things like that. But then you go to a campground and you meet another family and you guys all want to hang out at night, and then all of a sudden it's 10 o'clock at night, and there's just a lot of variety and changes that happen with this lifestyle. So if you want to work really, really hard at having a structure in it, I think you could definitely pull it off. But I know for us, we didn't, and we kind of pushed against that, having to have a structure.
We've tried it, and it just hasn't really worked. Like, we don't really want it either, just as much as the kids didn't want it. Like,
Yeah.
We didn't want to have to go in at 8 o'clock at night because we had to. We'd rather sit at the campfire or something,
Yeah, and we didn't want to have to schedule okay, we work every Monday, Wednesday, Friday from 8 till 5 or whatever. We don't want to do that either. So it kind of we kind of like that unstructuredness of it. But if you're someone that's very structured and that's what you like in your life, it's just more this question to ask and just to be prepared for yourself on how that's going to be in this lifestyle. Okay, the next thing, number 12. Can you grocery shop in unfamiliar places? Craig?
If I got to hear about this one more time, I'll just stop eating.
No, you won't.
I'll protest.
So you know how it is. If you grocery shop for your family and you go to your local grocery shop that you go to all the time, you know where everything is, you know the brands you're going to get, you know what you want. It's like you can kind of do it. I mean, it takes work and you got to think, but you kind of don't have to think. Like, kind of just go and you know where your stuff is. And
Coupons are everywhere. They're flying out of your pockets.
So
you don't know where to go.
So
oh my God, it's awful. Terrible.
Across the country, you go to all these different grocery stores and you don't know where anything is. They don't have your brand. They don't have what you're looking for. Or now that we're in Mexico, everything's in Spanish. Like, I don't know what I'm doing. It's just one of those, that idea that it's something that is...
Well, I'm not starving, people. That's for sure.
Because I
got a belly to prove it.
He cooks it, but I gotta go get it. So it's just, again, one of those things to keep in mind.
Babe, it's okay. It's okay.
Those normal day-to-day things aren't so normal anymore, and you want to be prepared for that. You just want to
But just think of it as an adventure.
It's all part of the
You
adventure.
got to put on your explorer cap. You go into the grocery store. You're looking for bread. ¿Dónde está? They help you out. They like to help people.
That's what I do.
Yeah, she does.
With 4 kids in
Like
tow.
a jungle safari hat on.
Yeah. I'm going to make him
Picture
grocery
that.
shop for now on.
Yeah.
Okay, moving on. Number 13. Are you Mr. or Mrs. Fix-It? So, just like in a house when things break, but in a house you can sometimes kind of ignore things for a while. When you're in an RV or motorhome, it's kind of hard to ignore a lot of things just because maybe it means you can't move on to the next campground, or you have nowhere to put that thing because that door broke, and I just feel like it's more of those things you have to kind of be on top of.
Yeah.
Doing stuff right away.
For sure, yeah. And then the other thing is with fixing, I mean, a house too, it's expensive to have somebody come out and fix every little thing. And in a campground or, an RV situation, if you bring it into a dealer or something like that, it'll be expensive. If you have somebody come out, they charge you $100 just to come out, So
and then also if you have to drop it off somewhere, there's your house.
Yeah,
so
you got to figure
it.
out where you're going to live that night.
Yeah, so the more you know how to kind of fix yourself and do, the better.
Yep.
So again, just one of those things to keep in mind. It's something that you got to kind of be prepared for.
Right, and things break because you're moving your house down the road, and sometimes that road is not so friendly. So things happen.
That's true.
Duct tape, zip ties, and
that can get
that
you
works.
quite a ways. Okay, and number 14. Are you ready for the most amazing adventure of your life with your family? And it truly, truly is. I can't believe for us now, it's been 4 years. In May, it'll be 4 years. It is just crazy, and it has been amazing. And the things we have done, to hiking to tops of mountains, to petting dolphins and whales and feeding a sloth, and just all these amazing things that we've done together as a family, and this adventure we've gone on, and how we have grown closer, and how we are making these memories for our kids that are just unbelievable. And then the relationship they're building with each other, and that we're building, and that we're building with our kids. There is so much to be said to how cool and unbelievable this lifestyle is.
Yeah.
And those 14 questions we just went through, like, it's real life. I mean, it's not vacation.
No.
It's not, you know, you have to figure out money, you have to figure out school, you have to figure out all that type of stuff. But the reality of it is that it is just, it's unexplainable.
Yeah, the big picture is pretty good.
Yeah, it definitely is. And it takes, I mean, your life is like this, ebbs and flows, ups and downs. But that's also some of the beauty of it too.
Yeah.
So that is our 14 questions to ask yourself before making the decision to travel full-time with your family. So we hope that these kind of gave you some insight and some things to think about before you make this choice. And of course, we can talk about how you make an income on the road. We can talk about the schooling. We can talk about, you know, downsizing. There's so many things we can talk about. And I feel like those are all things that we will talk about in its own episode, just because there is so much we can touch on. But from a homeschooling perspective, like, we unschool our kids. So if you want to look it up on our blog and crazyfamilyadventure.com, we actually have a post called Unschooling Resources that kind of points you to a variety of different people that we have really read a lot from and learned a lot from about the schooling. And also, we are constantly exploring new places. So our kids are learning a ton just from life in general, because they're seeing and doing so many unique things. And then also the whole, like, reading and writing and math and everything. It has been awesome to watch our kids pick a lot of that up without having to do formal sitting at the table type of work. So we are big components of unschooling and think it's an awesome way to go, especially if you're traveling full time. So definitely check out that post on the blog and those resources, but know that we will do a podcast at some point here, and a Facebook Live at some point here, where we talk just about homeschooling, where we can answer some more of those questions for you as well. And because it's a whole different mindset. It's a whole conversation itself, right?
It is, yeah.
Anything to add to that?
No, but it's you got to understand this concept before you can understand how it can benefit your child.
Yeah, and I think
that's
for
a big
unschooling, you can't really even explain it in one sitting. I think you have to really go out and read and reread and try some things, and it's more, as a parent, you have to make the shift in your head. Your kids are probably already there. It's more us as parents that have to make that shift to this different mindset with the schooling.
Goes back to number 6 and 7. Are you ready to doubt yourself and question yourself and be weird? So yes.
Yes, it definitely does
different.
fall into that category for sure. But all right, well, guys, thank you for those of you that have joined us today. And I know we got some comments here from people. And yes, we really appreciate you guys coming on. And we really, appreciate the comments and you guys being here and liking all of our stuff that we're posting on social media and coming along on this journey with us. Our goal with everything we do is just to encourage other people to get out and live their own dream, live their own life, and be weird. Be different.
So check out our YouTube channel. Subscribe if you haven't. We have that amazing whale video, I think, was posted today already. Yeah, it will be posted today if it hasn't yet. And we're posting at least one video a week to kind of show our time here. So you'll see kind of the recap of the week through Baja. And we're going to try to continue to do that to let people kind of get an inside look into what this lifestyle is all about. All right. Thanks,
guys. We're going to go head out to the market here and then head out on the 4x4 and go do some snorkeling today.
If you thought the grocery store was bad, wait to see this market.
Leave me alone. All right, guys. We'll catch you later.